Hello everyone, welcome to this Draw My Life video. My name is Peter Parker, but of course most of you know me by my super great superhero name Spider-Man, or Spidey for short. Why do I call myself Spider-Man? Well, I will try and amaze you in this Draw My Life story of the one and only true Spidey superhero. Yeah, your Spider-Man was born in Queens and had two very loving, sweet parents, Richard and Mary Parker. Richard and Mary, they were crime fighters, just like me when I grew up. The only difference is that they didn't work undercover just like me, but they worked for the CIA, or Central Intelligence Agency. Unfortunately, they were killed when I was still a very young boy by a super evil villain named the Red Skull. He's super ugly, by the way. The Red Skull was the one who gave an order to sabotage their airplane, which led to their super tragic death. From that day onward, that tragic day, I started living with my Uncle Ben and Aunt May in New York. They raised me as their own son, so in terms of family, I didn't have to miss for all that much, even though I missed my parents all the time. From the start, I always did pretty well in school, but I was a little bit of an outcast, and it was really difficult for me to make a lot of friends. I guess I just was that shy type kind of guy, not really your typical superhero. As I explained, I was pretty good in school and I was really interested in science. One day, I attended an exhibition about handling nuclear waste materials, which was well very interesting until something unfortunate happened. I was bitten on my hand by a creepy radioactive spider, which had some strange effects on me, as you're about to find out. On that day, on the way home from the exhibition, I started feeling strange, and because I was feeling dizzy and absent-minded, I was almost hit by a car, and this story almost ended differently. That moment, I discovered I gained new powers, and my body reacted in a way that I never thought would have been possible. I had gained superhuman strength, was able to carry trees, and I was able to climb up to walls by clinging onto the ceilings, just like spiders were able to do. To find out how strong I really was, I followed up on an ad which offered a cash prize to whoever could stay in the ring with a professional wrestler who was undefeated till that time. To hide my identity, I wore a simple mask, which was the start of my new character. I defeated the wrestler with ease, but unfortunately a thief ran away with the prize, who I tried to stop and who later I found out killed my Uncle Ben. So the first day I tried out my newly gained superhero powers was also the second most gruesome day in my life till this moment. A few days later, I was listening to the radio, and I came to know where the thief was hiding himself, and I decided to take matters into my own hands. I didn't hesitate. I immediately changed into my Spider-Man costume and captured him without any problems. only to find out it was the same thief who took my prize money. You can only imagine how I felt when I looked into this criminal's eyes for the first time. Another sad day in my life. Filled with all kinds of mixed emotions, I decided something had to be done. And from that day onwards, I truly became the super beloved, super mega ultra superhero named Spider-Man. Because of my uncle's death, me and my Aunt May didn't have any money. What were we supposed to do? Because of this, I decided to look for a job. For a moment, I thought to use my newly discovered superpowers to get me some money by stealing or doing things that weren't allowed, but I decided not to. Shortly after my new powers unveiled themselves, I began to think, what should I do with all these spiderly powers? You know, a great man once said, with great power comes great responsibility. I started fighting crime. I did everything I could and more. Apart from helping people crossing the road, I was stopping robberies, helping people escape from burning buildings, and rescuing a cat now and then. To protect myself and the most important person in my life that time, Aunt May, I had to hide my identity to all those supervillains out there. This is the reason why I created my Spider-Man costume that everyone in the world became to love. And with everyone, I mean everyone. Because me and Aunt May were still in some money problems, I decided it was time to get a job. And I ended up as a freelance photographer in the Daily Bugle, working for Jonah Jameson, whose basic story was that he hated Spider-Man and tried everything in his power to show that my alter ego was up to no good in his city. I earned some extra bucks by taking photos of Spider-Man and selling them to Jonah Jameson. This way, I could earn a decent living while I still attended school. And till this day, you can still find me roaming the streets fighting evil guys and girls like Dr. Octopus, Hobgoblin, Sandman, Venom, and many other bad guys.